Hi. I wanted to do a short, rather short, I'd say, mini guide on gunslingers in Chaos Dungeon. Because I saw a couple videos that are quite questionable. So I thought I'd take my questionable take and put it out there as well. So my gunslinger looks like this right now. It's pretty high item level, that's great. Crit, whatever, I'd use a little bit of spec, that's nice. Well, usually it's this for raids, but this is for Chaos Dungeon. I have an integrated dungeon set, so it automatically swaps. Engravings, I use this. Crystal Contender, Keen Blunt, Hitmaster, Peacemaker, nice. What the fuck is this? Which only differs in, I think, Grudge. Yes, because I don't want to take 20% more damage from literally anything inside of this dungeon. Contender, why? Because more attack power and it doesn't hurt me. That's the reason. Gems, yeah, that's everything's 7 except for this one. That's amazing cards. I use the crit rate one. That's a no-brainer. If you have holy damage unlocked for 10% more or whatever it is, use this. If you die a lot and you would like to write defense with a C, take this one. You just take much less damage. It's the We'll Meet Again, and Forest of Giants set is pretty good, but I don't need it, fuck it. Anyway, my crit rate, this is gonna be important later, is 46%. Skills is what I like to take. You can obviously do whatever the fuck you want. Equilibrium is a no-brainer. High speed rate, this one, those three. Why not this one to resist, to remove a little bit more resistance and do a lot more crits? Reason is because this one gives 60%, and 60 plus 46 is, I'm pretty sure, above 100, so this skill will never not crit. I don't need this. Well, you could say, well, but you could apply it for the other enemies. Well, this skill is supposed to kill everyone. It doesn't matter. It might be good for one boss, but I mean, if you really need it, just take 4 of those. It doesn't matter. Just take this. It's great. Burn effect, literally worst skill in existence. Also, it needs 7. It doesn't matter. Just take this. Okay. I took Galewind in it because it's just faster. You don't need to take Galewind. Deathfire. Preferences. Lots of preferences. The only preference you don't have is this one. This is just more damage and more hits. This one is good for PvP and only PvP. Keen Strike. Crit rate is up, so 40 plus, what is it, 46, close to 90, so pretty much always critical strikes. If you say, I don't give a fuck, I just want to be done with it faster, just take this one for attack speed. Both are fine. You either want to be done with it quickly, because you kill them anyway, or you just want a guaranteed crit, because you don't want to waste the skill. Tenacity, only for raids. Flame Bomb, yeah, you just burn them a little bit, that's great. The bombs that fall down after the skill is finished, usually all enemies are already dead, so this is never gonna really be an issue. Here you can freeze them, yeah, if you feel threatened, you can take this one to freeze some enemies like elites that are annoying. Who cares? This double bomb, to me this just sounds like I throw bombs twice that don't hit anyone twice, so I don't care. Yes. And I take Galewind because this skill does take a little bit of time. And if I don't take this, might as well take this one, so it's just faster. Bullet Rain, amazing skill. You do not take the back attack one, because how the fuck do you want a back attack in Chaos Dungeons? Anyway. AoE Fire to have a bigger cone. Technically, yes, if you want to have a lot of things hit. Ooh, Daily's reset. That's unlucky. Anyway. So if you want to hit a lot of things, you take this one. But that also means I don't take In a Tight Spot, which is no back attack and 22% more damage on my level 4 crit rate. It's not just 22% though. Because Engraving, Hitmaster, only works with things that are not back attacks or front attacks. So not only do I lose 22%, but I also lose another additional 16%. That's a lot of damage that I don't have. But if you still kill the enemies in the Chaos Dungeon, even without your math, 38% additional damage, well then don't use it. Just have a cone, whatever. Range shot sounds good. It's not, unless you have it leveled up a lot. This one is just better, not only because of the high damage of 95%, but also because of the duration. Longer duration, bigger damage. Nimble, I don't think anyone uses this. Maybe in PvP, I don't know, it's kind of cringe. Flame shot, just more damage. This is a very controversial one. You either have fire and just do more damage, it's just more damage, that's great. Or you take this one to have a 30% chance at level 1 tripod to just reset the cooldown and use the skill again. If you reset the skill and use it again, that's a big damage increase because you can use it again and don't have to wait, what is it? 20-ish seconds. But if you already killed the entire pack and there's nothing else to attack, well, why would you have to want to have the skill back up? But then again, if with this tripod it's already killing everything, do you really need more damage? So it's like just pick one of them and just see how it works. The same for this one. I think more damage is great, but if you already kill them, fuck it. This, I don't know. If you really want to jump through enemies, just use spacebar. Who cares? Quick shot. Always take life absorption with rage, legendary or not, whatever. Never go for fucking movement distance. I've seen videos people recommending movement distance. What is wrong with you? Stop. Just stop. Those things I like to also take usually, which one is it? This one, bam, bam, and then either this or this. It's fun, it looks cool, but it's the damage was underwhelming. Anyway, Peacekeeper. Usually you have this one, but do you really need it in Chaos Dungeons? I would say if you don't have enough skill points to make them do more in other skills, you can put them here, and 4 on this one, sure. But if you can use them somewhere else, do it. You don't need the movement speed on Peacekeeper in a Chaos Dungeon. Dexterous shot with bleeding, that's preference. I like it, you don't have to. I just like to have a quick move, attack speed and move around really fast. So I just dash through enemies and make them bleed. That's great, I love it. Crit rate, no one cares about the damage. Weakness exposure, again, crit resistance is nice, but it really doesn't matter in the Chaos Dungeon. But again, you don't need the skill, you can just put it on 0. Buckshot. Being fast or swift, this one I think is only used in PvP. This one sounds good, but again, it's not 22%, it's 22 plus 16% damage you're missing. Always take this one. This, if you ever feel useless, remember that push immunity and stagger level increase exists on dual buckshot. You go for damage. This is usually what you take in raids, because big damage. But we take this one. Why? Because bigger range. Bigger count means more enemies hit, means more damage. Is what I do. You can do whatever. Sharpshooter. Range, AoE, Frost Heaven. If you don't need the range, you could take this one, but then again, there aren't many push immune enemies inside the Chaos Dungeon. So if you take this one, you just lose 50% or 60% damage. You just don't do damage. Just take this one, trust me. This one, again, even though it's 28 plus 16% damage we are losing, omnidirectional fire is still better. Because imagine you attack in a cone and you do 1 million damage in this area and everything dies, that's great. All the other areas around you took 0. Take this. This, I don't know, what is this? I didn't even know this skill exists, this tripod. Guardian Fire. So, this sounds good, and we do take it in raids because, I don't know, Valton cannot be frozen. You have to apply 7 stacks. It says, bam bam bam, at 7 stacks inflict 90% base damage. So if you kill or attack something and it doesn't get 7 stacks, you never do those 91%. Never. Frost Heaven though only needs 4, and frozen enemies take 100% more damage, and pretty much everything everything except for this one big boss in the second area can be frozen. Always take this. Also it's safer because you freeze enemies. Frozen enemies don't attack you. Shotgun rapid fire. It's out of meta, but it's good because AoE. Ambush, we do not. This one faster is great, but let's just go for damage. It already does so little damage. Just take this one. If you already kill everything, just go for cooldown reduction. If it's not enough damage to kill enemies for some reason, just go for damage, whatever. This one is usually which one we take, but most enemies are not push immune. You will just deal 80% less damage, so we go for this one, so it's just faster. And it's bigger AoE, and you get pushed back. The pushback, by the way, is good to just get distance from enemies to not get hit non-stop. Last request, last brain cell, if you actually take this. Spiral Flame. I'm actually experimenting with this one. I've tried it multiple times. I think it's underwhelming. I think it's shit. You don't want to freeze them or do this one, so might as well quick aim. Nothing is ever at 50% or less, so it's useless. You can try it, you don't have to. You can just put those skills into level 12. Focus shot. So, this is my setup for raids and for Chaos Dungeon. I like to aim around because if the boss jumps away, I can still track it. Most of these are fucking pointless, maybe in PvP. This one, big damage, big good. This, big damage, big good. Also AoE radius, don't forget about the AoE radius, it's really good. Quick finish, that's what she said, bro. No, this sounds good, it's not. Maybe in PvP for a quick snipe, just take this one, trust me. Perfect shot. I tried many combinations. The best one you can go for is stable, because these are underwhelming. This one, because you don't have to bother aiming, getting the right trigger. You can just take this one for crit rate, so it does actually crit, because if it doesn't crit, it deals literally no damage. This one, 87% more damage, pog. Well, you know what? Most enemies in Chaos Dungeons are at 100%, so you just did 96% less damage. So just take this one. This, no one cares, just more damage on 72, because this still counts as a perfect zone. It says, triggering the same attack as a successful perfect zone. You can take this. Trust me, the skill is underwhelming, don't use it. Catastrophe. If you really want, quick aim, cutthroat, carpet bombing. But it's not worth it. Plasma bullet, most useless fucking skill in the entire existence of skills. Meteor storm, what the fuck. Grenade, this is PvP. Target down, really good. You can take this instead of perfect shot, but I like to not stand around and get hot and get shot. But if you really want to use it in Chaos Dungeon, large caliber for AoE radius, large magazine for just damage, and this one for just damage. This one is also nice, which you can use, but this one is better, trust me. Yes, so again, if you don't want to use this, you remove all points from here and put them all into the gun skills, because gun's good. Wow, that was a lot of talking. Man, this was supposed to be a short video. Anyway, what else is there to say? Stats don't matter. If you really want to, you could just remove all crit and put it into spec and then just do a lot of damage in Chaos Dungeons, but who cares? Okay, high caliber bullet, I use it because, I don't know, more AoE, it's faster, Chaos Dungeon good. So, let's get into the fight. Yeah, those give attack speed, because enemies spawn, I usually just walk away a bit, throw some shit. Go through them with Dexterous shot. Then, oh yeah, I totally forgot about this one. I use the Betrayal set because AoE, right? This is how you play Gunslinger, you just walk in a circle, or just stand still. Which is one way to play, but it's fucking boring, so we don't do this. So yeah, what I usually do, you throw your gun, dash through them, they're now bleeding, they usually die to bleed. You can jump back into the middle, use your spinny boy, that kills them. If some are left over, finally it's stopped. If someone left over, you can do this, jump back in, use their fire. release, they die, great. Now, bullet train, again we have the cone. And as you can see, it triggered the reset, now it didn't. So it can be great, it can be bad. Just pick whichever you want. If you already kill them without the additional damage, then take it. See how this spinny boy is annoying? This is why we use this with frost, so we can freeze them. Or we just blow them up with meteors, that also works. Yeah, again, I usually gather them all around, jump through so I don't get stun locked. Well, my meteor is already killing everything by itself, but yeah. Throw this into stagger, go through with bleeding, jump, swap weapons, do the spinny attack, boom, everyone's dead. This is the other shotgun, boom, boom, I got some distance. This one fast, 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 and again, boom, with some distance, swap weapons, aim this way, this way, this way, boom, everyone dies. See how annoying these fuckers are. And yeah, standing around like this and aiming, as you can see, I've already been fucking attacked by all the enemies, you don't want that. This motherfucker, I hate him. So yeah, for this one, attack him once, swap to rifle, use our ultimate, he usually dies. Nice. As I can see on the minimap, there aren't any left. Betrayal set is taking care of everything anyway. Attack speed, spin once, jump in, spin. What you can do is to play even safer if you have trouble surviving in a chaos dungeon. Is you can take Deathfire and just put the protection rune on it. Replace. Can I save? Yes. Nice. So if I use it, you see this white bar? That's a shield. So all this time you're using this spell, you just do not take any damage, well pretty much, because you have a shield. And these cannonball guys, they do hurt a lot if there's a lot of them, and usually they are out of range, and usually they hit you, and usually it's annoying, and usually you die. And I really hate those guys. The same scenario, I mean, does a Chaos Dungeon really need a guide? I'm questioning myself. Yeah, you bait them, jump in, spin. Dexter's shot out or through, they all die. Throw something there, swap, shoot. They become targetable, they die. Walk in, they die. Hop. Yep, there isn't really much else to know. Maybe there's even some skills I don't use. But yeah, as you can see, some things I really don't use much is this bullet train. I can use it. It does refresh a lot when things are killed. Which is great, as you can see. But you can also see that they sometimes just don't die at all. And if it doesn't kill them and the skill doesn't refresh, that's a feels bad, man. So usually I take this one for just more damage and I like it. You could also take this one, but I'll show you. This is only one line. So you see how I only attack in a straight line and not all the other ones? That's bad. You want to take this one. Let's see. See, you can attack more. It just refreshed. It refreshed again. It refreshed again. Amazing. But it also takes a lot of time, so it's questionable if you really want to use it or not. Yep. I usually don't like to use my awakening because I'm greedy with the chaos rocks, but for this one enemy we saw earlier today, in the second part, that one is really annoying because of his cone cleave attack ability, whatever. It can get you knocked up 4, 5, 6 times, I don't know, it's fucking annoying. You take so much unnecessary damage, I just want to get this over with real quick. Dash through, see, they're bleeding. Usually the bleeding already takes care of them. But if it doesn't, that's fine as well. Oops, wrong ability. Yeah, I don't like abilities that lock you into place like this one. It's really bad. This skill is just way too slow. Oh, 7, you see the attack range is great. And usually, do you see any bosses here? No, you don't. So you don't need 80% more damage to bosses. Or push immune foes. Doesn't matter. Ah yeah, the back... what's it called? The recoil distance. By the way, the only times it doesn't trigger if there's something behind you like this. See, I just get stopped by those. So if you wonder why you don't get backed sometimes, if an enemy is right behind you, they stop you from getting knocked back. Yep. The spinny boys, I see them on the map. Look how they start spinning, fucking annoying. We use this. Yeah, I stopped it, but you see how they are frozen? See how they don't spin anymore? That's great survivability. If you see a lot of enemies that fire with the protection, the white bar, no damage. The white bar also lasts until your backflip completes and you actually land on the floor, so that's great. So all the time you're in motion from that fire, you don't take additional damage. That's great. See, even the spinny boys don't do damage to me. And now I just freeze them and they die. Amazing. Oh yeah, by the way, I have the lower cooldown one. I could do more damage, but as you can see it usually kills them, so whatever. Yeah, it's this one, I'll show you. See how it hits you and hits you again, and it hits you fucking again. And then the other ones hit you. Imagine your spacebar is off cool and look how much fucking HP you lost. If you're a lower item level, that usually kills you. And if you're someone that uses Grudge, this also hurts even more. This is why I usually try to take care of this guy immediately, because he's really annoying. And you see those cannonballs flying everywhere? There's one, there's one, there's one. I really hate those. And they do stack up. Like even if you take care of all the melees, the melee enemies, those cannonball guys, they will fuck you up. But yeah, that's enough of an explanation. I'll just run this dungeon till the end and then be done with it for now. Unless I die. That would be embarrassing. Damn, even a roster level up. That's a great video already. Anyway, thanks for watching, if you even watched as far, and maybe you learned something, maybe not. Yep. Enjoy. Bye bye.